Unit 4, Unit Review. Part 1, Matching. You will hear several questions or statements. Match each question or statement with the correct answer.
Number 1. Aquatic species may be under greater threat of extinction as we cannot see them.
Number 2. This land was reclaimed from the abandoned factory.
Number 3. Since she was a child, she was fascinated by animals and later became a biologist.
Number 4. There used to be many species of butterfly in the world.
Number 5. The expert said that many jungle habitats that sustain tigers no longer exist.
Part 2, Question Response. You will hear a question or statement and 3 responses spoken in English. Select the best response to the question or statement.
Number 1. I was quite convinced that this cleanup would be terrible.
A. As far as I know, there were many successful cleanups this year. B. It sounds like you actually had a good experience. C. From my viewpoint, small cleanups aren't effective. Number 2. As far as I am concerned, it would be better to grow food locally.
A. Right. It is not economically effective to import fruit from far away. B. To be frank, it's difficult to not waste food. C. This market only sells food that is grown locally. Number 3. Let's move on to the rainfall over the past 10 years.
A. In conclusion, you can see that there is less annual rainfall. B. In other words, rainfall has declined over the years. C. It seems that there is less rain nowadays. Number 4. A typical example is that islands in the Pacific Ocean are flooding.
A. Is this due to ice melt in the Arctic and Antarctic? B. That is to say, 3 islands disappeared. C. Let's recap. Many islands in the Pacific Ocean have disappeared. Number 5. Why is this fact significant?
A. Subsequently, this figure shows a significant change. B. It shows clearly that forest cover on land can help absorb carbon. C. For example, coral is dying due to higher temperatures. Part 3. Conversations and Short Talks. You will hear some conversations and short talks. You will be asked to answer 3 questions about what the speakers say. Select the best response to each question. Questions number 1 to 3 refer to the following conversation.
Hi, my company is sponsoring a land reclamation project along the riverside. Could you answer some questions for a survey?
Sure. What is it for?
We want to find out what the local community would like to do with the abandoned land after the cleanup and restoration.
That's great. I'm a biologist, and I would like to see some tree planting and leaving some natural areas along the river to encourage birds and aquatic mammals.
That's just the sort of information we are looking for. Here's our survey. There are some other questions on there like, how would you feel about cycle paths or benches?
How long after the survey will the restoration project go ahead? Is the local community going to be involved?
We have already started the first stages of trash clearing. When the more dangerous and heavy garbage has been fully removed, we will invite the locals to join in clearing and planting wildflowers and other activities. Number 1. What is the survey about? Number 2. What 2 things does the man mention could be done? Number 3. What has the sponsoring company done so far?
Questions number 4 to 6 refer to the following conversation.
Human activity is definitely responsible for global warming.
I agree. There are Pacific islands where the people that live near the beach have to leave because they are getting flooded so often.
And the species of fish they used to catch for food are fewer as it is too hot for them.
Glaciers in Switzerland are also melting, and countries like Iceland can now grow summer vegetables, where before the ground was frozen.
If you live in a country that has always been hot, it is much worse now. However, as far as I'm concerned, the situation may improve, as recently there have been fewer air flights and commuters going to work every day because of the pandemic.
It seems we don't see eye to eye on that. That is just for the last 2 years. Overconsumption of energy has been going on for the last 50 years at least. We need 50 years of low consumption to change the Earth's atmosphere.
Number 4. What are 2 effects of global warming mentioned by the man? Number 5. What does the woman think about global warming in the future? Number 6. What does the man think about the woman's idea?
Questions number 7 to 9 refer to the following short talk. I'd like to focus on how a small local project can have a positive impact on the natural environment. Restoring heavily used agricultural land to a more natural state is often called rewilding. Butterflies, insects, birds, and reptiles can start to return to land which is no longer farmed with chemicals and machinery. Biologists conducting surveys in such land often find that populations of certain species of insects and birds can rise by as much as 25% over 4 to 5 years. Sometimes a local company will sponsor the land by renting it from a farmer and working with volunteers to restore the land and protect species that face extinction. If several areas of rewilded land are close to each other, they can even help species to move to other areas. With careful control of visitors and protection from further damage, such land is a valuable addition to the local community.
Number 7. What is the main subject of the speaker's talk? Number 8. According to the speaker, who may help with land restoration projects? Number 9. How may several areas of restored land help the environment?
Questions number 4 to 6 refer to the following short talk.
Many species on the planet, including humans, are facing the negative impacts of greenhouse gases. Some examples being stopping heat from leaving the Earth, melting the ice in the Arctic and Antarctic, multiplying the effect of the pollution that human activity causes, etc. Temperatures are rising every year, and our use of energy is rising too. Human overconsumption, deforestation, urban construction, and such like are making the situation worse and worse. Unless we stop human activity in its current pattern, this is not going to improve. We know about the large species such as elephants and tigers that are facing extinction, but there are many marine mammals or tiny organisms that we are not aware of that have probably already died out because of greenhouse gases. Only a few species that can change and adapt to heat will continue to live. That is to say, there will be fewer insects, birds, and mammals, as well as fewer humans. Number 10. What is not mentioned as an example of the negative impacts of greenhouse gases? Number 11. According to the speaker, what should people do to improve the situation? Number 12. What does the speaker clarify at the end of the talk?